Daniel, wake up. It's 5 in the morning.
Now it's only 5 in the morning.
Now, I want to show you something. Good morning, Isaac. This is my son, Daniel. He'll be 11 soon, and one day the shop will be his, so it's time he knew this place.
Hi, Daniel. Welcome to the Cemetery for Godly Books.
This is a place of mystery, sanctuary. Every book, every volume here has a soul. The soul of the person who wrote it, and those people who read it, and live and dream with it. Every book here has been somebody's best friend. Now, they only have us, Daniel. Do you think you'll be able to keep such a secret?
Yes.
It says here that this copy is part of the edition that 2,500 printed in Barcelona, published by Cabestano Editores in June 1936.
Did you know the publishing house?
I think it was closed down years ago, but this is not the original one. The first edition came out in November of 1935. But it was printed in Paris and it was published by Galliano and Val, so it doesn't look like that.
So this book is a translation.
I don't think so. From what can I see is the text is this text is the original one.
So a Spanish book printed in France.
It's not that usual, not in times like this. Perhaps Marcelo can help us.
Time for a Marcel. Who are you? Well, you don't know me, but you will know me. Secret? No, I know so. Daniel.
What else do you know?
I know a lot of things, Daniel. And I know that you've got something that I want. And I want.
But maybe you're mistaking me for somebody else.
That's not true. I never make mistakes, Daniel.
And for what?
For what? Well, I know you have it. Don't pretend.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Daniel, I like you. Your integrity is admirable. You don't have to, but you don't have it. I will offer a good price for that.
Even if I have it, I wouldn't sell it.
Okay, Daniel, you have the shadow of your intention.
No, I don't have it.
Well, I cannot do it by force, but someday I certainly will.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Isaac, isn't it?
You're Cemetery Junior,
Oh, you have a good memory.
and your sense of timing is lousy. Do you know what time is it?
Um,
I'd say that there are a lot of people who know Carax, more or less 10 people. Or should I say, read that book.
oh yeah. There's a story that one of them is setting fire in the copy of the books. Then
Most likely, this area is the most preferable one where it can be hidden.
This is a cemetery, not a safe.
Exactly, but this place is the most admirable place to hid a copy of this book. Um, do you know Karax?
Not that much. Someone told me.
Who?
Someone who knows him well, or though at least very know him well.
You were saying about Karax?
There's not much to say. The first person I heard mention about Carax was Tony Cabestany, the publisher. I'm talking about 20 years ago, when his firm was still in business. Shortly after he took over the firm, someone turned up at his office and made him a very generous offer. He wanted to buy the whole remaining stock of Julian Carax's novels and was offering to pay 3 times their market value.
Oh, say no more. To burn them?
Actually, yes. And here I was thinking you were a bit slow. What with so much asking, not knowing anything.
Who was that man?
Someone called Obert or Cobert. I can't quite remember.
Lane Covert?
Does that sound familiar?
It's the name of the one of the characters in The Shadow of the Wind.
Fictional character?
In the novel, Lane Covert is the name used by the devil.
A bit theatrical, if you ask me. But whoever he was, at least he had a sense of humor.
How did the matter end? Did the publisher's son sell the books to Covert?
The senseless don't try to be too clever by half. He asked for more money than Kubert was proposing, and Kubert withdrew his offer. A few days later, shortly after midnight, Cabestany's warehouse in Nuevo burned down to its foundations.
So what happened to the Kara's books? Are they all destroyed?
Luckily, when Cabestany's secretary heard about the offer, she had a premonition. On her own initiative, she went to the warehouse and took a copy of each of the Karak titles. She was the one who had corresponded with Karaks, and over the years, they had formed a friendship of sorts. Her name was Nuria, and I think she was the only person in the publishing house, probably in all of Barcelona, who had read Karak's novels.
You seem to know her very well.
More than she thinks I do. She's my daughter.
Oh,
Let me write down her address, though I'm not sure it's a very good idea to say I sent you.
don't worry. Do you think she still know about Karax?
Heaven knows, I don't know whether she really loves me. These things remain locked inside, and now she's a married woman.
Senora Montfort, Senora Montfort,
What is it that you want?
I'm Daniel, and your father gave me your address, and he said you can help me to find information about Julian Karax.
There's not much to tell.
Please, I only want information about Julian Karax, specifically about this novel and why this person Lane, but this person Lane tried to uh, burn this copy of this book?
Well, want to know more about Julian? I met Julian over 20 years ago in Paris. At that time, I was working at Destiny, the publishing company. One of my jobs is to coordinate with foreign authors. That's how I came in contact with Julian.
But your father said you were good friends.
Pay no attention to him. Our relationship was purely professional.
Did you say anything about his life in Paris?
No, he didn't like talking about himself or his books.
Um, rather his life in Barcelona.
Very little. All I remember is that in the summer of 1936, shortly after the outbreak of the war, an employee of the municipal morgue called in the publishing company and claimed that they received the body of Julian. His body was found in an alleyway, dressed in rags, and a bullet through the heart. Afterwards, I never heard anything about Julian until someone phoned in the publishing company and told us that he was interested in buying the remaining stocks of Julian's novels.
Lane Cooper? Do you have any idea who that man was?
I'm not sure, but I have an inkling.
Did he say who he was?
Someone called George?
George Aldaya?
Probably. Julian made mention of him in more than one occasion. I think they went to San Gabriel's together.
Did you give to Aldaya's Julian's address in Paris?
No, he made me feel uneasy.
Did you heard the rumors about this person, Lane Cooper, trying to destroy the copies of Carrack's novels? And why did he destroying it?
Why are the books being burned? Well, stupidity, ignorance, goodness only knows.
Why do you think so?
You know what? It's getting late, Daniel. It's better that you leave.
Please give me information.
It's better that you
please.
leave.
Who's there?
It's me, Isaac. Ernesto Perez.
Stupid of me.
I hope I don't disturb you.
Not that much. I am starting my prayers for your own good. Is that what it looks like?
Isaac, this is my friend Beatrice, and I want to show her the cemetery.
I have known more toddlers with common sense than you, Pere.
Please, just a few moments.
Do you know you're in the company of an idiot?
I'm actually beginning to come to terms with it.
Sublime innocence. Do you know the rules?
Oh, I visited your daughter, Noria. She's doing well.
Yes, and poison darts. You're not that good, but I appreciate the effort. You know where to find me once you have finished.
I want to show you something.
Oh, the Shadow of the Wind. Can I take it with me?
No, you can take any book that you want, but not this book.
But
Here.
that's not fair. After everything that you've told me, that's precisely the one that I want.
Perhaps this is not the time you will get this book.
I'll come back without you knowing, and I'll take that away.
You will not find me.
Well, I saw your Duchess, and I also know the story of the Minotaur, so I'll probably be able to track the book.
May I ask what such formidable goal is doing in our humble institution?
Father, we will locate John Carax and George Aldaya. Can you help us?
Julian died over 15 years ago, and Aldaya went off to Argentina. We were looking for them. We believe that Daniel is the son of Julian Carax, and we are here to reconstruct the past. Is this true? Yes. Look at him, poor lad, searching for his father. What's sadder than this? Tell me, your saintly grace. Is this true? What proof do you want, clergyman? This is the proof. I don't think it's supposed to be harmless. What do you want to know? Everything, Father.
Please, Father, help me.
If I remember correctly, Julian Carax started at San Gabriel in 1914, and Julian and I are part of the starving gang. Julian and I were friends, but he has a best friend named Michael Moliner.
Oh, Miguel Moliner? Does that man ever mention the name Nuria Montfort, the woman he married?
Michael? Married? No, never. Are you going to refuse the son's only chance of discovering the past? So many years have gone past, and I don't think it doesn't matter anymore. So the thing here is that Penelope Ardaya to business here, and as of now, you know this about her. I don't think I can help you there, but I heard someone mentioning Penelope's name, and I think it was Jacinta Coronado,
Sita Coronado?
Penelope's governess.
Are you in touch with Jacinta?
Jacinta, sometimes I visit her in Santa Lucia Hospice, but she doesn't have anyone.
What about Penelope? Did she visited her?
Nobody knows what happened to Penelope, but that girl has Jacinta's life.
Why they didn't take her with them?
I don't know. I think nobody saw what happened to Penelope after 1919.
Wait, the year Charax left for Paris.
Uh, Promise me that you will not bother this old lady.
Would you take us for, Father?
Come, let me accompany you.
We can't be seen together, Danielle.
We can
Not
go.
in a place like this, in full view of everyone.
We can go to the bookshop.
No, I don't want anyone to see me go into or come out of this place. If anyone sees us together, I can always say I've bumped into my brother's best friend. But if anyone sees us together more than once, it may arouse suspicion.
Who's everyone? Who will care?
People always have eyes for what is not their business, Danielle. And my father have eyes around Barcelona.
And then why do you wait for me here?
I didn't wait for you. I've come for the church, remember?
Wow, you surprised me, Bea. You're a good liar than me.
You don't know me, Danielle.
So your brother tells me?
Last night, you've shown me things I haven't seen before. Now it's my turn. You're not the only person in Barcelona who knows secrets, Danielle. I have a surprise for you. I'll see you at 4. Check the address.
So, how will I know that I'm in the right place?
You will know. If you don't come, I will understand. I'll understand that you no longer want to see me.
I have fresh news about this your friend Julian Carax.
Oh, I have all ears.
I've made an inquiries about this Miguel Moliner, the husband of your Mataharing William Montfort.
Suppose.
With a capital S, I can guarantee you, Daniel, my friend, nobody has heard Miguel Moliner within 10 years. Daniel, That woman lied to you.
I suppose she did.
Don't suppose, accept it.
What now? That Moliner is a dead end.
Or this is Nuria is very crafty.
What are you suggesting?
At the moment, we must explore other avenues. It will not be a bad idea to call on the good nanny, the priest who foisted us yesterday morning.
Oh, don't tell me you think that that governess vanished too.
No, but I do think it's that we should enter on the back door in this line of business.
I'm with you.
Well then, start dusting your altar boy costume because we will visit hospice of Santa Lucia.
On our way to the hospice of Santa Lucia, with his usual flair for tales, Fermin briefed me on where we were heading. The occupants of the hospice of Santa Lucia were recruited from the ranks of dying, abandoned, demented, destitute old people who made up the crowded underworld of Barcelona.
What's that smell? Senora Coronado?
The elderly woman examined us carefully, with some reserve. Her eyes looked blurry. Fermin walks gently towards Jacinta, brushing her hair before kneeling beside her and taking her hand. The old woman smiled sweetly.
I'm Fermin, and this handsome young man is Damien. Father Fernando sent us here because he wasn't able to come today. Do you mind if I ask you some questions? I'd say that's a yes. Do you remember Penelope Jacinta? Penelope Andaya?
My girl.
Yes, the very one. Do you remember? We are friends of Julian Carras, the one who told scary stories. Do you remember that too? Father Fernando told us you adore Penelope. He loves you very much. If he doesn't come more often, it's because of the vision, the new vision.
Are you sure you can?
I think like a horse at the same time. What can you tell us about Penelope and Julian at the same time?
Between them all, they took her away from me. My girl.
Who took Penelope from you, Jacinta? Do you remember?
The master.
Are you referring to Almighty God? Emperor of the heavens? Or Miss Penelope's father, Don Ricardo?
How's Fernando?
Priest? Splendid. He will be a pope, and he will set you up an assistant chaplain. He sends you all the best.
He's the only one who comes to see me, you know. He comes because he knows that I don't have anyone else.
He comes because he's very fond of you. Do you remember those days when you went to collect George from school? Do you remember Julian and Fernando?
Julian.
Do you remember Julian Carrax, Jacinta?
I remember Penelope told me she was going to marry him.
Mary? When was that, Jacinta?
The first day she saw him. She was 13 and didn't even know who he was or what he was called.
Then, how did she know she was going to marry him?
Because she'd seen him in her dreams.
Don Ricardo Aldaya decided to take her home with him to look after his newborn child, a little girl named Penelope. Jacinta's prayers had been answered. Penelope Aldaya was born in the spring of 1902. Penelope was a fragile child, pale and slender. Jacinta saw her grow like a flower in winter. All her time was devoted to Penelope. She read to her, she accompanied her everywhere, dressed her, undressed her, combed her hair, took her out for walks, put her to bed, and woke her up. But above all, she spoke to her. Jacinta saw Penelope blossom into a woman whose beauty and radiance were evident to more eyes than just her own. When that mysterious boy called Julian came to the house, Jacinta noticed that from the very first moment, a current flowed between him and Penelope. They were joined by a bond similar to the one that joined her to Penelope, but also different. At first, she thought she would come to hate the boy, but soon she realized that she did not hate Julian Carax and would never be able to. When at last Julian decided to ask Don Ricardo what was going on between him and his mother, the magnate laughed.
Nothing gets by you, does it, Julia? The fact is, I was going to talk to you about this matter. Your mother was so worried because your father wants you to send to the army next year.
Julian wanted to trust him, yet Don Ricardo inspired anything but trust.
Trust me. Trust Don Ricardo, Julian.
If that's what you want to elope with Penelope, money is what you need.
When he consulted Miguel Moliner, the boy agreed with Julian.
That can be arranged. If money is what you need. That's what rich friends are for. Paris is large enough to get lost, but it offers small opportunities.
That is how Miguel and Julian began to plan the lovers' escape. The destination, at Miguel's suggestion, would be Paris. That same afternoon, after finalizing details with Moliner, Julian went to the house on Avenida del Tibidabo to tell Penelope about the plan.
You mustn't tell anyone, okay? I live in Julia. Look, this is the perfect plan. When?
When?
After 6 days. This Sunday. Okay? Come on.
Where is Jacinta?
Oh my God.
Where is Jacinta?
Go, Julian, go! Before my father arrives! Go! Go! What have you done, Julia?
Mother, I'm so sorry. Forgive me.
Listen to me carefully. Your father and Don Ricardo Alayo will send you to the army in the next few days. You have to go. You have to go where neither of them can find you.
Is there anything else you haven't told me, Mother?
You must go. You must go away from here forever.
Mother, I promise you. There's nothing to worry about. I will go.
The escape would take place on a Sunday at midday. Julian would make his own way to the Estación de Francia. Miguel would be there waiting for him with the tickets and the money.
soon as I can. Not to read. Write books, not letters. Write for me. Write for Penelope.
The night her mother caught them in my bedroom, Penelope told me what had happened. She ordered me to keep Penelope locked in her room until she was given permission to come out. As soon as Don Ricardo arrived, Senora Aldaya told me what she witnessed. I was there. Don Ricardo jumped up from his armchair and slapped his wife so hard she fell on the floor. Seething with anger, he went up to Penelope's bedroom and pulled her out of her bed, dragging her by the hair. I tried to stop him, but he kicked me aside. The same evening, he called the family doctor and had him examine Penelope. When the doctor had finished, he spoke to Senora Aldaya. They locked Penelope up in her room, and Senora Aldaya told me to collect my things. They didn't let me see Penelope. I never said goodbye to her. Don Ricardo threatened to report to the police if I told anyone what had happened. For weeks, I returned to the house, begging for a chance to see her. But I wasn't even allowed to cross the gates. I never saw her. She didn't come out of the house. The first thing I did when I got out of the asylum was go to the house on Avenida del Pilar to see Penelope.
Did you manage to see her?
The house was locked and up for sale. Nobody lived there. I was told that the Aldayas had gone to Argentina. I wrote to the address I was given. The letters were returned to me unopened.
What happened to Penelope? Do you know?
I never saw her again.
The old woman moaned and began to weep uncontrollably. Fermin held her in his arms and rocked her. I had questions burning in my head, but my friend signaled to me that the interview was over. I saw him gazing about him at that dirty, cold hovel where Jacinta Coronado was spending her last days.
Daniel! Thought I'd never see you again.
Sorry to disappoint you. You're a liar! A few days ago, a good friend of mine discovered that the property manager responsible for all Fortune Carac's apartment had been sending his correspondence to P.O. Box in the name of firm of solicitors, which apparently doesn't exist. This same friend discovered that the person who for years has been collecting the mail to this P.O. Box has been using your name, Senora Monfort. I was in the Aldaya's house. I know that George Aldaya is hiding here. I know that he was the person who murdered Carax. I didn't know that I believed these words until I heard myself saying them.
Shut up! You judge me as if you know. You know what? You've done enough. Go away from here, Daniel. Leave this place. I don't need you. I don't want to see you. Leave.
Isaac, I can assure Nuria loves you. You don't know what you're saying. You're just drunk. Just think.
Wine turns a man into a fool into a man. But my daughter never trusted me. But I know she trusted you, Daniel.
I don't know what they say.
Last afternoon, we saw each other and she gave me this envelope.
Why do you keep funding or publishing Carrot's novels? original Cabestany swindling you?
I already knew that.
But why?
I have more money than I need, but not enough friends like Julian.
Bea, Bea, let me in. Bea, Bea, let me in. I need to see you. Bea, Bea.
She's not here.
Here she is. I need to see her.
She left. She's gone.
I know she is there. Bea,
She's
Bea,
gone.
Bea.
She's pregnant. We've been looking for her for 2 days now.
Bea.
Daniel, I didn't know where to go. I called your home for how many times? I was scared.
How are you? Are you fine?
I am. Julian took care of me. He discovered me the other day while I was trying to get into the house. He told me, he knew me without me saying anything. He also know what's happening. He told me to wait here for you and that everything's going to turn out alright. He also told me about Penelope and Nuria and about you, about the two of us. He also told me to warn you to forget him.
Hi, where is he?
He's in the library waiting for someone whom he said that you would bring with you.
I must warn him.
Don't leave now, Julian. Stay here, please.
I need to warn him. Your life is in danger.
What?
Let's go.
What? What's going on? I don't know.
Someone will kill you.
What should we do? We should... Daniel, what's going on?
It's them! Follow them! Shoot them if you must!